What's going on, and welcome back. Story time. So, I'm not going to talk about video games today. No. I need to talk about these people that live down the street from me. This couple. This white couple. Now, I'm not saying nothing bad about white people, okay? I have white friends. As a matter of fact, I used to date a white girl that used to be a cop. And that's important. That's important for this story because you'll see her in a little bit. Used to be a cop. Now, if you went down the street from here about a block and then made a right, that's where these people live. They live like right there. They're very strange. Okay. First of all, the lady, dude, she's a Karen, like big time. She's a Karen, and the dude, her husband, they're married. The husband, he's just this real quiet guy, right? Now I'm sitting down, and if I was standing up, he'd probably be about this much taller than me. And again, if I was standing up, his wife would be about this much shorter than I am. He looks like Lurch from the Addams Family, and his wife. If Uncle Fester had hair, that would be his wife, dude. I don't know how else to explain it. That's what they look like, Lurch and Uncle Fester, dude. They look like inbreeders. And I'm not, dude. If you want to inbreed, I'm not saying nothing bad. You know, if it wasn't for inbreeders, we wouldn't have the Hills Have Eyes, one or two. But they're very strange, dude. And they don't have kids. And thank goodness they don't have kids, because, like I said, my girlfriend at the time that was a cop, she would tell me about these people, that they're always getting the cops called on them because they're always fighting and arguing, and oh my dude, they're strange. Okay, I used to see them walking around the block here, and at first I thought they had a kid because they would push a stroller. I was like, dude, I've seen they have a kid? No, they had a dog that they'd put in the stroller and push the dog in the stroller around the block. I'm like, instead of just letting the dog walk on a leash, I'm like, what the hell? Now, I used to work in a grocery store, and they used to go in their grocery shopping, and they passed me, and they smelled like cat piss. They smell like cat piss. Now, I don't know if they have cats, because I never seen them push a cat around, but I see them push a dog. Dude, my friend James, he's got cats. He's got 7 cats that live with him inside the house, but he doesn't smell like cat piss. But he always bathed. These people always look dirty. Okay? And there's a reason why I'm bringing these people up, and you'll hear this at the end of the story. But they're a very strange couple, man. Now, where I'm working right now, I remember we have a park where I work, and during springtime, summertime, I maintain this park because at that park there's also a pavilion, and people rent the pavilion like on the weekends or whatever, so they can have parties and barbecue or whatever. So I'm cutting the grass at the park one day, and I got done, and they pulled up, and the guy gets off the van. They have an old, like a minivan from like the 80s. It's old, it's brown, it looks run down, dude. And the guy walks up to me and he's like, oh, because at the park we have these dinosaurs. We used to have these dinosaurs. You know, like you go to the park, there's like dinosaurs, or sometimes they're like big ducks. And they have like these springs, and the fucking things just like teeter-totter back and forth or whatever. Well, the guy, he walks up to me and he's like, he goes, hey, he tells me, will those dinosaurs hold two grown adults? And I'm looking at the dinosaurs and I'm thinking, hey, I tell him, yeah, maybe. I go, you can give it a try. They might. So They walk over to the dinosaurs, and she sits on the damn dinosaur, and he sits behind her, and he puts his arm around her. Notice how I'm going like this. It's not like she's, like I said, Uncle Fester. And he puts his arms around her, and they're barely like teeter-tottering on this thing because she's heavy, right? And I'm like, dude, that's very strange. They look like they're in love, but I know better. dude, okay, so check this out. One morning, actually it was on a Saturday morning, I was going to go play disc golf. And across the street there's a house now, but it used to be an empty lot. And I guess the owner of that lot used to pay them to maintain this lot, right? So I'm walking out of the house, and they're across the street, and she's got a mower, and she's mowing the empty lot. And the guy, the husband, I guess, he walks up to her and he tells her, "Let me get the mower. Let me mow it." He's being a good guy, right? He's gonna take over so his wife doesn't have to mow. So he gets the mower from her and he starts mowing, and she's like this. She has her hands on her hips like this, and she's just has this pissed off look on her face, and she's just looking at him. By this time, I'm sitting in the car. And I see this, and I'm like, I'm not leaving to the park, not yet. And I'm looking at him through the rearview mirror. And she's kind of just looking at him like this, and he's mowing this empty lot. And she goes and she grabs the mower from him. Now that by this time, I got my car window rolled down. And she goes and she grabs the mower away from him, and she pushes him. And she's like, "Give me the fucking mower." She goes, "Give me the fucking mower." She takes the mower, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna mow." And she was like, "No, you're not." And she starts beating this guy up. She starts hitting him. And I'm sitting in the car, and I'm looking at this shit through the mirrors, and I'm like, what the hell? And she starts beating him up. And she's like, "Get the fuck out of here." She tells him, "Get the fuck out of here and go home." And he's like, "Come on, please." You know, I was like, "Please let me just get the words." Like, "Get the fuck out of here." She starts beating him again. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. What a mean motherfucker. Dude, she's mean. She's a mean son of a bitch. I'm just sitting there laughing. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. So I go play disc golf with her. So one day, we're at the park and we're playing disc golf. Now there's this shot that we throw. We gotta climb this hill. And we don't throw that shot no more because we just don't for whatever reason. But with this shot, we throw off the hill over a parking lot towards a basket. They happen to be parked in that parking lot, in that van, and they're sitting in there. This is early in the morning, right? Now, this is back in the day when I used to drink. I drink beer, and it's like fucking 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sipping on some beer, dude. I'm like two beers in, and you're like, God damn, that's pretty early to be drinking. Hey man, when we go play disc golf, we drank. That was our thing. It didn't matter what time of day it was, but that's what we did. Anyway, so we're on this up on this hill, and I see the van parked down there on the bottom. And I tell the guys, I was like, dude, should we throw this? Because there's a vehicle parked right there. And I knew who it was already. And they're like, when the hell? They look at me like, when the hell do we ever land in the parking lot? I was like, hey, you're right. So they're throwing, go over the parking lot or whatever. Now it's my turn. So I throw my disc, and I'm watching it, and it starts dropping in elevation. I'm like, holy shit. And it skips off their van. And it gets into the park. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, God damn, I just hit this van. So we climb down the hill and we go into the park, and I put out. We all put out or whatever, right? I walk to the tee box. Well, goddamn, the tee box is parked. It's right there, parked in front of where their van's at. The lady, the dude, the guy, he's sitting in the passenger seat with the window rolled down. The lady, she gets off of the van. She's driving, and she's like, look, dude, man, her face was red, dude. Her face was red. And she was just looking at us, and she was like, see, she's just looking at us, and she started pointing at us, and she goes, which one of you motherfuckers? She says, which one of you motherfuckers hit my van? And the guy said, he looked all scared. Dude, she's mean, right? Her face was red. And I'm sitting there sipping my beer, and I'm like, I did it. I go, I told her, I was like, you know what? I did it. I go, I didn't do it on purpose. I go, it was an accident. I didn't mean to. I go, I'm sorry. She goes, you motherfucker. She's all pointing at me. She's like, you motherfucker. She's like, you're lucky that you live here in this town. She goes, if you weren't from here, I would have fucking killed you. And then the guys were like, holy shit, she just threatened his life. And I'm like, sipping my beer, and I'm just looking at her, and she's like, I would have fucking killed you motherfuckers. I was like, dude, I go, listen. I told her, listen. I said, I'm sorry. She goes, I'd call the cops on you. Now, at this time, when she said that, I took a drink of beer, and I'm like, go ahead. I go, call the cops. I go, I'll wait right here for them. And when I told her that, dude, her face, it turned fucking like cherry tomato red. She's like, you son of a bitch. Then she got in her van and they took off. And everybody started laughing. I started laughing too. I was like, dude, they asked me, like, you weren't scared? Like, she was gonna go. I was like, fuck no. Hell no. I go, let them call the cops. The cops would have been on my side because it was an accident. And she threatened she was gonna kill me, so who gives a shit? Dude, so we get done playing, and I'm coming home from the park, and they're walking down the street, and she sees me, and she waves. So I'm like, what a fucking psycho, dude. She saw waving at me, so I just waved back and whatever, dude. She forgot. I guess she forgot. Anyways, so again, one day we're at the park. I'm playing disc golf, and my girlfriend at the time, the one that was a cop, her and my son were walking. We have a big walking trail around the park, and that lady and her husband were sitting there on one of the benches. At the time, my son, he was pretty young. He was probably like, he's 16 right now. She was, back then, he was probably I want to say 8 years old. And him and my girlfriend at the time were walking around this trail, and they had these little pop things. I don't know exactly what they're called. You get them like during the 4th of July, and they come in the boxes, right? You throw them on the ground and they pop or whatever. So they're walking around this trail and playing. They're both throwing these things on the ground and they're popping them. And I see this. They're walking past this lady, and they're doing this, and then they stop, and I see that lady looking at him and pointing at him. I'm like, what the hell is she talking? What are they talking about? So we get done playing or whatever, and then I ask her, I was like, hey, what did that lady, what was she doing, or what was she telling you? She's like, she told us that, we're not allowed to be popping these things at the park because it's against the law. She goes, just bullshit. I used to be a cop. I know she's just one of those ladies that likes to cause problems, is what it is. Did I mention she smells like cat piss? To this very day, dude. I'm like, God damn, what the hell's going on with that? But now, this is why I bring up this whole story, because every once in a while I'm in here filming videos, and sometimes I'll mention it. You can hear like when there's dogs walking under the house, because I don't have skirting around my house right now. Working on it. But the dogs, they'll walk right under this room, and you can hear them. You've heard them before. You watch some of my videos. There's two dogs. They look like mops. I don't know what kind of dogs they are, but they look like they're real shaggy dogs. They look like mops. A white one and a black one. Well, the other day when I got out of work, I see this lady with a dog catcher at the neighbor's house. The neighbor with the kids. That's their dogs, the kids' dogs. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So the lady, she's like pointing at the neighbor girl or whatever, and the mom and the two dogs, we call them the mops. They were laying on the ground right there by my mailbox. So I come inside and I give my dog a treat or whatever. I pet her and play with her, you know. Then I walk outside because I'm gonna go in my container, because my container is in between my house and this other house. And I'm just going out there to get in the container because I want to know what's going on, right? I'm being nosy. So I don't know, they're talking about something or whatever, and then I come back inside. And then it's time to go pick up my son from school, and the dogs are gone. And I haven't seen the dogs since. So we're not going to be hearing dogs anymore under the house. But apparently, something happened with those dogs and that lady's property that she felt that she needed to call the cops, but she needed to call the dog catcher to come over here and take the dogs. And they did. Which sucks because, dude, really those dogs, they wouldn't do nothing. They just run around the neighborhood and have fun and play. And that's probably what they were doing. And they were probably at her house. Fucking shit up. And she got pissed off. Now if you were to go to this lady's house, this couple's house, it's like, dude, you could tell, dude, that this couple, man, I don't know how to explain it. They're dirty. Their yard looks like shit, number one. Maybe whatever the dogs did, they probably improved the look of the house, and it probably pissed her off. But, man, that's why I wanted to come on here to tell you this story about this couple. Because they're strange, and they smell like cat piss. And the lady's a Karen. And I've dealt with them before. And I have a feeling that this isn't the end of their story. Because, like I said, they're kind of troublemakers. So, anyways, I just want to come on here and tell this story, dude. If anything else happens with this couple, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Because you never know, man. These people, they're not all there. That's the best way I can put it. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.